Sure. You're welcome. I will stick around for a little while longer. So any questions? Yeah. No. No exercise for lecture one. I'm sorry. Somebody's in the background. I'm sorry. I was talking over you. No exercises for lecture one. Somebody else had a question though, I thought. Yep. No. So if you see up here, what am I sharing? I'm not sharing the right one. Okay. So if you look, if you look up here, this is where it's going to save, and this is the file name it's going to save. So if you want, you can come in here and you can say save as, right? And then you can say I actually want to save this in my class folder under cylinder, right? And what that's, yeah, yep. We will have you submit. We will have you during the semester submit .text files, but it will be called out in the lecture exercises. Okay. No stupid questions, just stupid professors. Now we haven't opened it up. We'll open it up right around lab time. We want you guys. We're still recovering from. Yeah, so we want you guys to have this before you start stressing. You know. um, yeah. Sure. Sure. I'm sorry. Yeah, there are two WebEx meetings per week. They'll be at the same time. So if you're in my sections, it's 2:30 to 3:50, right? Monday and Thursday. Yeah, the one lab each week, except again for next week is a special week. No lab, but one lab per week. It'll be either on Tuesday or Wednesday. You will have, and if you look at the FAQ, we added an entry for it. But there's also a block called out from 6:55 to 8:45 on Thursday nights. That's a that's a test block. We have 3 tests during the year. They're on the schedule. We will use that time for those tests. Now, I don't know what your time zone is, but we will be accommodating for other time zones. We just haven't figured out how yet. Yeah, okay. Right. You're welcome. Thank you, Sam. Yes, I think it's on. It should be on your schedule. Yeah. Sure. No, that's not a. That's a. Yeah. That's reserved for when we give you a test. It's 3 times per year or per semester. We haven't written the test yet. We are playing with a bunch of, yeah. We're working. We'll give you some. We'll give you clues before the exam, but right now we're still working on it. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Somebody. Oh, um, you mean when I was running it from the file? No, it would work. It just wouldn't print out anything. Then you had a syntax error. I'm not sure what it was, but the red X is a syntax error. Yeah, it's the only thing it does is it wouldn't print out any output. Okay, sure. How would you write what? Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. But hold on, I'm answering the comments one. Okay, I won't leave without you. So the pound sign, right? This is a comment. So if you want to do it after the line, that's a comment. This is a multi-line comment. So 3 in a row is terminated by another 3 in a row. This is a special kind of multi-line string that also works as comments, and it's a really good way to do comments because this allows us to do some help functions that we'll talk about in a little bit. But this is if you want to do multi-liners like. And by the way, 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes both work. But we will talk about this a little bit more. Well, so yeah, that gray is actually a compile, not an interpreter directive that tells it that it's UTF characters. But essentially, it's boilerplate that tells the character set that's being used. It's not. You don't really need. If you notice in the ones that I did on Monday, I didn't have that in there. You don't need that, but it doesn't hurt. Yeah, so that you can do a comment like that too. Okay. Yeah. No, go ahead. So, what am I displaying? Right. Okay. So here, let me show you. Okay. So if we start at, I'm in the wrong window. Okay. We start at. This is actually we'll start here. This is the CS1 page. You can get to this from Submiti by clicking on the very top button on the bar, right? Okay. So if you can get to here, lecture notes are here, right? Yeah, sorry. Lecture notes are here. And then introduction, that was the first lecture. This is the second lecture. These are the exercises associated with lecture 2. So you just click here and this is the lecture exercises. Okay. You're welcome. And there's this first part is just warming you up, just telling you what to do, helping you out a little bit. And then there are 3 things that we want you to do in 3 separate Python files. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, so the link will be up on Submiti as soon as we get it uploaded someplace, but that's going to take probably a couple hours to get it done. It'll be up tonight. Hold on. Yeah. Does that answer your question though? We will post it sometime. I have to download it. I may do a little editing. Probably not. And then I have to upload it, and that takes. If I don't do anything else between now and then, it's still going to take a couple hours. But as soon as it's up, we will post. We will post in the discussion forum a link to it. Okay. Does that answer your question? Yeah. And it will be up tonight. Okay. Next one. No such thing. Let's see. Okay, so 1// Let's do, let's see, 12. Yeah, that's divisible. So 1 / is a floating point divide, right? So it gives you, no matter what you put as an input, it gives you a floating point number. And if you do something like, right, 3.1, it gives you all the decimals. Okay, yeah, exactly. Now here's the if you do this between two integers, the answer is an integer. If you do this between an integer and a float, it's still only the integer part, but it's represented as a float. So you have to be a little careful there. But yeah, this gives you the whole number that this goes into that. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, sure. You're welcome. Next, somebody else? Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see. We have, let me see. What do I want to share here? Okay, so if you go to our website, right, and you go to lecture and lab schedule. No, not lecture and lab, sorry, weekly office hour schedule. These are all our office hours for the weeks, right? So we are sitting right in here someplace. So we have office hours, until 11 o'clock tonight, and then we have some tomorrow morning, and then it repeats starting on Tuesday, but it'll be Tuesday with Monday schedule. So, you go to Submiti, and Submiti is working much better now, thank heavens. They did an improvement that should have made it much better, but they tested it in the spring, the end of the spring and the summer semester, and we had a full summer semester, but it was with a fraction of you guys, right? I mean, and so it was working really good, and then we thought it was going to make this go, and then it turns out that it didn't. It sucked down all the CPU, and it was bad. Okay, and you come here, right, and there's an office hours queue, and you will see something a little bit different because I create queues, not join them. But if you come here, you'll be able to find the office hour queue, and I think the password is office OFFICE _ hour or hours. It's in the FAQ in the discussion forum. Okay, and then they'll join you. Sure. Good. See, that's why I keep talking. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll introduce the first one. I think it's next lecture. We'll show you a math package. But yeah, actually Python may even have a bigger community than Java. Python is an open source thing, and it has a really nice module generation system. In fact, you guys will be writing some modules. Not anything that's, well, you can write one you want to publish too. But we'll show you how to write modules, and it's really simple. And you can, if you search online, you'll find something like NumPy, you'll find pandas, you'll find bindings for TensorFlow. So they've got a really active community. That's one of the reasons we teach Python, because our engineering students, right, and our engineering students can find almost anything they need out in the wilds for free with a little bit of a Google search. So it's a really big benefit. Yeah, cool. All right, thank you. I'm sorry? The lecture exercises are not due until Lab 1, and we will not make it available. We will not make the submission site available until pretty close to Lab 1. We want you guys to, we want to give you the instructions for doing the submission instead of having you kind of flounder around and get frustrated. Right. Well, there's homework. You will need to submit this during your lab. But, so work on it now, and then in lab, we'll show you how to submit it. Okay? So it's not due until Lab 1. Okay? Hi, same to you. Thank you. I like the penguin. And what else? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so we're still working out how we do labs going forward. But this lab does not have to be submitted to SMITI. That is absolutely correct. And quite honestly, we give the lab TAs a lot of leeway in how they want to collect and how they want to interact with you. So if he asked you to do that, then please do that. It will be fine. Okay, you're welcome. Thanks. Bye. We're down to 16. Who wants to be next? Go ahead. Yes, please. You're welcome. Anyone else? Go ahead. You're welcome. Thank you. Nice to have people interested in hanging out. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh. I don't know. Hold on just a second. Let me pull it up. Okay. Yeah. So drop your a couple things you can do. One, you can just go to office hours. If you have it done, if you know how to do it, go to office hours and show people, and they'll be able to check you off. That won't be the way you do most of these labs, but for this one in particular, our goal is to get everybody set up. It's much more important than worrying about getting all the grades in on exact right time. So just go to office hours. They'll be able to check you in if you have it all done. If you're having issues, go to office hours and ask questions. The other thing you can do is you can email your lab TA and find out what he wants to do. No, either go to office hours and get it checked off or contact your TA. Well, there's no link for the lab homework. We visually verify what you've done. So it's an interaction between the two of us. So go to, particularly for Lab Zero. So go to one of the office hours and they will take a look at what you did and make sure that it's working. Or email your TA and ask your TA how he wants you to do it or she wants you to do it. Or teaching assistant. So if you go to, lecture and lab schedules, right? These are all the lectures and labs. These are your TAs, right? Depending on what lab you have, and then you can find their emails on the front page. Okay. You're welcome. So, let me get to the lab one. What was the lab one? Somebody asked me about what the right answer was for one of the questions on the lab. Have at least 2 consecutive pairs instead of 3 consecutive pairs. Is that what you're asking? Okay, so let's come in. Now, of course, I don't actually have the right answer, so $163. Looks right too. I'm just glancing through it. It looks probable. Okay. In between, yeah, that would take me a few more seconds to do. Um, Eight, maybe. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, you're welcome. Any? Yeah, please. For the lecture exercises. Yeah, yeah. Submittee will. Yeah. Yep. And the Submittee is actually kind of a neat system because it'll auto grade it. It'll tell you whether you're right or wrong, and it'll give you an opportunity to fix it. But you'll get into that in lab one. No, no, just right. If you come to lecture notes and exercises, right? This is what you need. There's 3 parts to it. Each one should be in a separate file. It's just this. Yeah. No, just no. That's why we're trying. That's why we don't want you guys stressing about this one. We'll open this up in a little bit once we're ready to do the lab with you, so that you can, this should only take you 15 minutes. do everything. This is all you have to see. This is all we're going to check. Okay? All right, anybody else? All right, I am going to shut down.